Greetings and salutations, everyone. Today we are going to record and play through the epilogues of the Legion storyline. What I mean is the questlines that you do when the Legion is defeated on Argus, and you go to Silithus after the two cinematics happen. I've already reacted to the Horde one, and I already watched the Alliance one, several times in fact, because, you know, I love cinematics. But for this video, we're gonna go ahead and play through them anyways, and I'll talk through it, or not, depending. It depends, you know. I might, you know, I already put my thoughts on the Horde and the Alliance. Well, I more so reacted. I didn't really go, oh, look at that, look at this, look at there, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and start things off with the Alliance, real quickly, of course. We're gonna go with the Alliance first, and then we'll react with the Horde. I'm doing the Alliance first because, I have the, Argus's blood, from Heroic Argus on my Gnome Warrior, because my mom has a very nice Alliance guild, which I will post the name of the Alliance guild somewhere that helped me obtain this, and what server they're on, somewhere around there, or whatever, I don't know where I'm pointing. But anyways, let's go ahead and get things started. I really need to update these loading screens. Just something I wanted to make note of in Battle for Azeroth, especially with the Varian dead and all. Alright, we'll go ahead and read this. King Rin has requested...
Champion, High King Rin requests we've uncovered certain sensitive information that he insists you be made aware of. Find me at Lion's Rest, and needless to say, keep the details of this meeting between us.
You got it, boy. We need to head back to Dalron real quick, though. Hello, Alliance players.
The fate of
the
our
blood of a Titan. There we go. Champion, you have returned, and not a moment too soon. The object you hold in your hands is but one of the many mysteries unfolding before us.
The Legion is defeated, its master imprisoned. But in his final spiteful act, Sargeras may have doomed us all. This mere drop of Argus blood surges with incredible power. The might of a Titan. Our world is wounded, champion. Its life essence seeps out into the sands, just as Magni foresaw. If the blood of Azeroth also proves to be a source of such strength, those who seek to rule this world will stop at nothing to possess it. The days ahead may be dark indeed. For now, go to Silithus. Gaze upon the wound in the world with your own eyes. We will find a way to save Azeroth. I know it.
We sure will, Khadgar.
Where you lead, we will follow.
Great, well, thank you to the guild once more. And I got the Violet Spellwing.
I will scout ahead and see what I can find near this tomb. Find me at the broken shore.
I was about to say, is there another voice file I missed? But no. Alright, now we go to the Alliance in Stormwind. Matthias Shaw has something important to tell us. Oh, that's the Horde portals, my bad. I am not good at remembering that I am playing the Alliance currently. Alright, and then go to Stormwind, which is over here. Yo, what's up, Matthias?
I thought I saw you glance in my direction.
At last you have arrived, Daniel. The very future of the Alliance may depend on what I am about to tell you. Ooh, who's that? Sulaire of Anderhall. I don't know who that is, but it must be a cameo or something. Maybe it was a person. Earlier today, King Rin addressed the citizens of Stormwind at Lion's Rest in a speech given to formally announce the end of the war. After the crowd departed, I met privately with the king and his advisors to discuss a mysterious substance that has been found in Silithus. The king has ordered me to fill you in on the details in preparations for an important mission. Alright.
The job's not done yet. What needs done?
Aisha. Go away, Mr. Void Elf. My agents have secured this area, but we should still keep our voices down, lest our conversation is overheard. Tell me what happened at Lion's Rest. Alright. And cinematic time. Hello.
Like many of you,
I do like...
I know firsthand the pain of loss.
Sure you do, yeah.
My father,
I agree.
King Varian Rin, gave his life to save his people. He knew that no one, not even a king, is more important than the Alliance. And because he and so many others had the courage to make that sacrifice, we did the impossible. We defeated the Burning Legion.
Spymaster Shaw. Back so soon?
But by living our lives, our joy,
I need to speak with him.
these are the gifts of the fallen.
Now.
And we must cherish and celebrate them. For the Alliance!
For the Horde! Now go talk to your buddy over there.
We've observed an unusually large cluster of goblins in Silithus, and the numbers are increasing.
Goblins aren't the most charming people, but
Rude.
they do things for a reason.
And those reasons usually involve money.
So, the Horde has found something valuable then.
They have indeed. This.
Rock candy.
What is this?
We don't know.
It would seem the Horde does, and we must find out more.
Agreed. We have eyes on it.
Q scene. Always good. Maybe lots of people are speculating on who that person is. That's all hooded up. Personally, I think it's a nobody. It's nobody really. It's just a person wearing SI-7 armor. It's an SI agent. That's what I think. A lot of people think it's otherwise. A lot of people think it's like Barisa or something, but nah, I don't think so. One thing I really like about the cinematics, well, I love all the cinematics, but in this cinematic in particular, it shows Gen's admiration for Anduin. Now, a lot of people know that I am not the biggest Alliance fan, and I am not the biggest Gen fan. However, I do like when he is a grandfather or mentor towards Anduin, because that's what Anduin needs right now. Oh, hello, Mr. Horde. Doing your job. And killing people near Alliance Rest. But yeah, I like Gen when he's not being, you know, Gen, I guess. Like, I like it when he's being a father or mentor towards Anduin, like I said. When he's warring against the Horde, that's another thing. But I'm very, very invested in this war between the Alliance and Horde, because it's far more interesting than the war between the Legion. They're the big evil baddies. Oh my gosh. The Legion are trying to corrupt our planet and blow it up, or, you know, corrupt Azeroth, which is the strongest Titan. I mean, could you imagine if Sargeras was successful? He would have the entire Pantheon, Azeroth, Argus, all of these threats and big baddies to fight the Void. And, you know, I honestly think Sargeras wasn't wrong in his approach. Well, he was wrong in his approach, I should say. I'm not very good at wording this. He was wrong in how he did things. Alright. If this strange substance is as powerful as it appears to be, we cannot allow it to fall into the wrong hands. Your presence will be needed in Silithus. Got it. I've already sent operatives to Silithus to establish a base camp. Their orders are to monitor the operations of the Horde and gather any information they can and find on this mysterious substance. One of my SI-7 commanders is currently awaiting your arrival. Go with
Sleep
speed.
with one eye open. We established a makeshift base in Silithus. Check in with our operatives there, and keep your eyes open for Horde aggression.
Man. Alright. I'm curious, can we talk to him again to see the cinematic?
Shaw. Matthias.
Nope. I'm sure we can in some way or form. I wish the Horde had some sort of area where we could have a tribute to Vol'jin. Kind of like outside of Orgrimmar or whatever. What's that? Deliver a crate to Wilcott. Oh, okay, I don't know what that is, but... Alright, so I'm gonna go head over to Uldum to turn this in. But, yeah, You guys can expect an Alliance playthrough with me in the near future. It's going to be kind of like the Break It Down series, but not really. It's going to be more like commentary and gameplay stuff. You know, I might make a Break It Down videos again. It depends. I really didn't like the format of Break It Down, I guess. I use them now for speculation videos or whatnot, but... Again, they need to update these loading screens. Vol'jin's dead. Thrall's no longer an orc leader. And there is Sargeras's wonderful, wonderful sword. I want to get that for transmog. I mean, it's cool looking, but I've seen cooler swords. Frostmourne is still cooler than Sargeras' sword, which is kind of sad in its own way. One thing I'm looking forward to in Battle for Azeroth is another sand zone. We have not had a sand zone since Cataclysm. Well, I guess Warlords of Draenor kinda had one in Gorgrond, but I don't know, that one didn't seem too sandy to me. Felt more like a canyon. Kinda like 1,000 Needles and Feralos type of zone. Oh, there's the Azerite come out. All over there. I remember making one of my first videos on speculation, on this zone and how Cthulhu's gonna pop out right from the sword. Which would be cool. It'd be awesome if, like, somehow Cthulhu merged with the sword somehow. I don't know how that would work, but... Oh, that's the Horde zone. I'm still not used to, playing Alliance, clearly. I do like how they're using the Warlords of Draenor assets on buildings again, though. That's another nice thing that Blizzard's doing lately. I really did feel like they were going to do more with Silithus. I'm sure they're going to do more with it in the book, but I'm telling you, they should have had some sort of, like, bigger quest line when it came to this zone. Ooh, is that... Oh, no, that's from the Garrison as well. I was gonna say, is that Argent Tournament Ground assets? Because I love... Oh, yeah, it is. I think. I love Argent Tournament Ground assets. It's one of my favorite patches. Well, not my favorite, but, like, it's among my favorite. I like that patch. It's fun.
Greetings.
Well met, Daniel. It is good to have someone of your renown here with us in Silithus. The Crown has ordered SI-7 to infiltrate the Goblin mining operation and collect any information we can find on this mysterious new substance. My agents have infiltrated the camp, but the clock is ticking and we need to get our hands on some extracted ore samples fast. In other words, I need someone who can take the direct approach, someone who can handle a fight against overwhelming odds and come out alive. take our ore samples to Kargas Stone Mantle for analysis when you return.
See you later.
Orders to obtain this mysterious ore by any means necessary.
Salutations!
The Horde has wasted no time in shamelessly extracting this mysterious ore from the Great Wound. Luckily for us, goblin engineering is not nearly as sophisticated as what we create in Gnomeregan. All it takes is a little bit of old-fashioned dynamite to completely disable a goblin shredder. What unsophisticated machinery. Take these dynamite bundles and plant them on inactive shredders around the mining camp. It'll take those greedy goblins weeks to get back up to mining again.
Have a great day now.
I can't wait to see the looks on their greedy faces when all their shredders are blown to bits. It's kind of weird that gnomes are the ones that are blowing things up and not goblins, but, you know. I mean, it would make more sense if a dwarf was telling you to blow stuff up with gunpowder or something, you know? But then again, gnomes were the one that introduced them to it, so, yeah. One thing I can never understand is why people turn their WoW music off. Because Blizzard does some fantastic scores in the soundtrack division. Come on, little gnomies. I mean, goblins. I can take you all on. Woo! Hey! Kiri, no. Thank you, girl. Dog's trying to get in the room. She always does this when I'm recording. It's child's play. I don't know why they call it mysterious ore when... I don't know, they just don't know the name yet, I guess, which makes sense, but... Usually in World of Warcraft, they instantly know the name, like with Serenite. Serenite, they just... I don't know. They figure it out through old means. This is a new ore, so I guess it makes sense that they haven't named it yet. Who is the one that who calls it Azurite? That's what I'm curious about the most. I'm thinking it's Magni. Magni seems like the type that'd do that. The quests are very similar, by the way. I played Horde, well, kind of already on the PTR back when it first came out, but I'm still gonna play through it and talk because I can. Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm gonna edit out the parts where I'm quiet. But anyways, when it comes down to who starts this war, I really am hoping it's the Alliance. Even if it's as simple as using this as an example, which, you know, it's a pretty weak example in my opinion, but, you know, they can technically use it like, hey, the Alliance was attacking the Horde while we were just trying to mine this stuff. We weren't trying to be aggressive or anything. Obviously, though, Azurite is very potent and powerful, and the Horde will use it to destroy the Alliance. Because that's how they view how they end wars. It's simple. They don't want to make peace the natural way like Thrall would, because Thrall and Vol'jin are dead. Well, not Thrall, my bad. Thrall is just inactive, and Vol'jin's dead. Which makes me very curious in why Bane is so on board with the war between the Alliance and the Horde. That's also very strange how Anduin is very on board with it too, but I still have my assumptions that Anduin does not want this war, but he's kind of put into a position where he has to. He's the king of the Alliance now. He doesn't have room for peace, while the Horde are being aggressive towards him. I mean, Teldrassil gets burned down, so of course he's gonna be like, okay, I've had enough of your guys' shit. And meanwhile, they don't really reveal too much on what Sylvanas is doing. Why is this war even in her whole plan of things? I mean, it makes sense for her to do it. I'm not saying that much, but hold on. I hate this. My brain turns off because I can't multitask. But like, oh, come on, Mr. Gnome Goblin. I keep calling them gnomes. I feel bad. It's because I play a Horde. I'm not used to killing goblins. Alright, that should cover it. Like, they're hiding the details on Sylvanas' reasoning for why she's so for this war, because she's trying to live. And if you're trying to live, you normally don't go to war. Understandably, of course, she's, she doesn't want to die, of course. And, you know, she took a lot of fire for what she did in, Stormheim and Legion in general. Like, oh, you retreated. You guys let Varian die. It's your guys' fault. Even though it isn't, the Alliance will still see it as that because that's their perspective on it. Alright, here you go, Mr. Dwarf. What do you got for me? I've never seen anything like this before. I'll get to work examining it at once.
Off with you.
I've never seen anything like this in all my years. What can it be?
How are you?
Hey, buddy. What's going on? Isn't often one gets the opportunity to study a new mineral. Who knows what mysterious the Azurite holds?
Very good.
See, is he the one that calls it Azurite then? I'm gonna assume so. Alright. Oh, we got a new quest. Great work, Daniel. With the shredding sabotage, the Bilgewater Cartel mining operation will grind to a halt.
Seeing you.
It's kind of sad that dynamite's what blows it up, but what can you do? Our agents have already infiltrated the goblin mining operation below. We'll know what they're up to soon enough. Ooh. The dark blade of Sargeras has cast a shadow of destruction over this land. It seemed like the Silithid hives were destroyed in the attack, but I have received reports that the Silithid are returning. We need to find out how the Silithid avoided destruction and what effect the blade is having on their hives. The Crown wants the surviving Silithid dissected and studied. Tammy Tinkspinner is conducting the research and is in need of a collector. Silithus used to be overrun with members of the Twilight's Hammer. The cult was presumed to be exterminated, but it has always survived in the shadows. Their numbers have dwindled, but the cult remains no less fanatical than at their peak. Most of the cultists here were destroyed by Sargeras' attack. I'm not good at reading, but a few still remain. Their leader, Michelle Voidstrider, has been emboldened by the destruction of Silithus. We cannot let Michelle... I'm calling him Michelle. Oh god, Full House is coming to kill us all. Rally the remaining survivors to action. He must be stopped. We cannot afford the resurgence of the Twilight's Hammer. Voidstrider must die. Alright. Hello there, Tammy Tinkspinner. You're here to collect the samples? Let's get started. Evolution of biology of the Silithid species is extraordinarily fascinating. Although the Silithid disappeared for a time immediately following the destruction of Silithus, they have recently returned from beneath the ground. These new Silithids seem stronger than before. My hypothesis is that the Silithid are feeding on some kind of power source beneath the blade of Sargeras, probably the Azurite. I've been tasked with studying the effects that this mysterious power is having on the Silithid hives. Bring me as many intact Silithid brains as you can carry, and I'll begin the research. Larvae by the dozen. How did the Silithid survive the blade of Sargeras? I'm perplexed. I've never encountered a species that can adapt to changes in the environment as quickly as the Silithid can. The larvae, or broodlings, are, as they are often called, can evolve into a variety of Silithid creature types based on the needs of the hive. Is it the hive mind that signals the evolutionary development of the larvae, or some environmental factor at play? Science must find the answer. We must find out how the Silithid survived by the blade of Sargeras. Yeah, that's kind of, suspicious. that the blade of a Titan, one of the strongest Titans next to Azeroth, which we haven't seen Azeroth's power level quite yet, yeah, how did the bugs survive out of everybody? Even, like, I don't know, Sargeras should have been able to damage a lot more than what he did, even though if his hit was sloppy as it was. Hello there, Mr. Shadow Void Elf. And I do like the new models. A lot of these guys really needed a new model. Yoink. These guys definitely need a new model. I mean, these guys have had the same model since vanilla. Or classic, as you call it. I prefer vanilla personally, but whatever. I kind of wish Blizzard would, you know, give you the option in Classic WoW to use the new models, because I would have definitely been on more board with that than playing with the old models. Like, I like new models, that's how I've always been. And Classic WoW has some ugly butt models, and I'm probably not going to play Classic WoW for that reason. I mean, I'm going to probably still play it, but not as much as people are planning to. If you're into Classic WoW, that's for you. I've cemented my interest in Battle for Azeroth more than Classic WoW.
I'm out of range.
I mean, if you're into hardcore stuff and you want to wear the nostalgia hat or nostalgia goggles, whatever they call them now, go for it. But I am more interested in Battle for Azeroth. I mean, most people will outright tell you that they are so excited for Battle for Azeroth, but me? Ooh, a rare. Nah. Sorry, hunters, if this is like the only tameable model, I didn't know. Ooh, artifact power, my favorite. And by my favorite, I mean my hatred. Ah! Ooh! Go away, I'm just picking up your larva. Alright, let's go kill the leader of the Twilight Cultists. I'll still include the Horde part in this video, but there's not really much of a difference in the secondary quests. So, depending on which one I react better to or talk about, yeah. I mean, a lot of this stuff's gonna get cut and edit and all the other glorious stuff, but otherwise, it's just, yeah. Encourage managed to survive the Blade, which I understand it's probably because they want you still to be able to get into the raid entrance. However, there you have the whole time person you can go to. And if that's the case, then they really didn't need to include not having Encourage survive. Now, it's probably because the sword missed it as well, but I would have had, like, some damage shown or something. Have it shown that Cthulhu arrived in agony. Oh, it's Ogmut the Mad, Pyromancer's favorite NPC. Daniel, is that you? I hear wrestling about out there. It's me, Angus Stormbrew. There are cultists everywhere, so ye best keep your voice down. Lean in close and cover your nose while we talk. It's a good thing I'm wearing that sort of helmet. This is the only house in all of Silithus. Trust me, I spent hours looking all through the night. I decided to sneak in for a wee drop-off before the cultists woke up, but I've got a problem. There's no cloth to, you know. See if you can find me a wee bit of cloth and sneak it in through the door. Find us a wee bit of cloth and I'll get a good go. And the Twilight's hammer is still alive. Gee. I wonder if the old gods will be in Battle for Azeroth. Probably not. because it is the expansion of Horde versus Alliance. I still find that funny. Alright, Ogmont, let's go. You and me. I'm not gonna eat your soul! Aha! Okay, how is the Silithus from earlier easier to kill than you? I mean, harder to kill. This is just showing the power scale. And there we go. And Ogmont Stream Journal. Enough people have already commented on the whole dealio-so of Ogmont. There's a lot of speculation to go off of all of it. I feel like I'd just be repeating what everyone else is thinking. I think the throne is either... I really think the throne is Bulbar's throne. The whole thing is referencing to. If you read the journal, it's easier to understand what I'm going on. Like, it references a sword and a throne, and there's only 2 characters currently on a throne and deal a lot with a sword. I don't think the sword is Frostmourne, because Frostmourne got shattered and turned into an artifact weapon, and it's kind of obvious who with the sword. I think the sword is obviously Argus. Not Argus, Sargeras' sword. Really should be Void Elves and Twilight's Hammer. I know they're a very recent addition, but you know, they're all voidish, and I understand, like, their whole dealio-so is that they can control the void, but they need to show off that, hey, not all of them can do that. Even with Illyria's help, I feel like they should have that happen at some point. Yep, I got all the ladies. It's just how I pictured it. Them all hitting on me. Yep. Only one more silk left. Maybe this guy will have it. Michelle Voidstrider. I thought it'd be an elf with a name like Voidstrider. The reckoning has come early for you. Early? Didn't you play through Cataclysm? Michelle Voidstrider's head. Upon joining the Twilight's Hammer, insisted that Percival Humperdunk change his name to Michelle Voidstrider. Let's be honest, Michelle is far more scarier than... what was that? Percival. Well, that reminds me of that one bird from Worlds of Draenor. That guy was like the best part of... well, one of the best parts of Draenor. In the end of the world, and I still... oh, it's the end of the world, and I still feel fine. I feel like that's a song. Probably is. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. It's the end of the world as we know it. I'm demonetized. Alright, let's go give him his cloth now. Now he can wipe his disgusting rear end. Did ye acquire the goods? Aye, this'll do nicely. Just give us a wee minute here. Alright, Angus. Ah, this sick feels better than the rain on a summer morning. Now I'll just light a wee match to take care of the fumes. Fire! Ah! Ah! Odin's beard, I'd be burning up. That was a close one. I'd better take inventory. Eyebrows, check. Beard, check. Pants. Oh, I forgot my pants. Thanks again, Daniel. I'll see ye. I'm off to find some pants. Oh, that's some quad. Ouch. Feel like that was a reference to Legal Danish. Oh. I'm not gonna follow him. I could, but I can follow him on Horde's side. How about that? I feel like it was part of Sargeras' plan to spring on Azerite on Azeroth. I mean, how else do you... Well, I don't know if he ever maybe that's... I'm starting to think that's what happened on Argus. He stabbed his sword into Argus and planted Argusite. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a name here. And that made the denizens go crazy over the stuff, which empowered them enough. And then he sent them out to war with one another and create chaos or whatever. I don't know. It's not a very good theory because I just sprung it up into my brain, but what do you think? What do you know? It makes sense because Argus got fucked. Alright. Staghelm Point. It's very ironic to be here, but, you know.
Interesting.
The source of power. Do you have the brains? Yes, but I don't have a brain myself. Look at these big, beautiful brains. I can't wait to dig in. Thanks for your help, Daniel. You can stay and watch if you want, but it may get a bit messy. So she's gonna eat the brains. Got it. Do you have the Silithus larvae? Yes, I do. I see you have the broodlings. These will do nicely. Would you like to stay and watch me carefully dissect the catalog in every detail of their autonomy?
Very good.
Thanks to you, we are now one step closer to understanding the effect that the blade is having on the Silithus.
You're a tall one.
Evolution.
Very well,
Oh,
then.
well, I guess I can't see the process. Thanks. Thanks for that, really. Alright.
What can I do for you?
We cannot allow the Twilight's Hammer to regain their foothold in Silithus. I see you have brought the head of Michelle Voidstrider. A gruesome task, but a necessary one. The Alliance thanks you for your service, Daniel. The situation in Silithus appears to be gaining more attention. Archmage Khadgar just arrived while you were away. It seems that he is here to speak with you, Daniel. It appears urgent. I would speak with him as soon as possible. Alrighty. Hey there, Khadgar, or Dadgar, whatever you prefer.
Knowledge is power.
It is good to see you, Daniel. I wish that we were here under more pleasant circumstances. Sargeras has left a scar upon our world, Daniel, a scar that will not soon heal. It appears that the scars between the Alliance and the Horde have yet to heal as well. Too many lives have already been lost fighting to save Azeroth from destruction. I will not stay and watch this world lose more. I have a request for you. Before I go, take this letter to Magni Bronzebeard. He is in Silithus seeking a way to heal the wound. A letter contains information that may prove valuable to him. Alrighty, I'll give that to Magni then.
Farewell, my friend. Until we meet again. It seems our victory in Argus was a hollow one. With his final blow, Sargeras has done much more than bury his blade in the heart of our world. I had hoped that after the war against the Legion, the people of Azeroth would build a new future together. But now, the unity we forged has been shattered. As the life essence of Azeroth bleeds out, the leaders of the Alliance and Horde scramble to claim it as a resource. Blades are drawn, and the tides of war are rising once again. But I will not take up arms against heroes on either side. Not after all we've been through. Instead, I will go to Karazhan and confer with my old mentor, Medivh. Perhaps somewhere in his ancient texts lies the knowledge needed to heal this world. I had best be going. Until next we meet. Farewell, champion.
Bye, Khadgar. You were one of the best things in Warlords and one of the many good things in Legion. It's kind of sad to see him go. But I respect that they have him remain neutral, because Blizzard has a way of making many characters choose a side in Battle for Azeroth, and among the characters they choose not to do that with, I am proud that Khadgar is among them, along with Magni. You need to have more neutral characters remain neutral. It's kind of ironic when you think about it. It's kind of funny, though, because you have a lot of people that are claiming certain characters, like my fan favorite, Rexxar, should remain neutral, but Rexxar was always for the Horde. Well, not always, but, like, since Warcraft 3 always. And, like, the, around the time of the Second War, or, around the time of, I'm waiting to talk to you, Magni. Around the time of when Ner'zhul blew up Draenor and Rexxar escaped onto Azeroth along with the Warsong clan, he ditched the Horde in favor of the Wilds because the Horde had been treating him and the world pretty badly. So, but, you know, Rexxar went ahead and joined the Horde again. And, yeah, so I don't know why people are thinking he should remain neutral when he was never really neutral in the first place, except for when he was a part of the Unseen Path. Alright, hi Magni. What's up, buddy? I like your cloak, and your armor, and your look in general, really.
Well met.
I can hear the cries of the world beneath my feet. Azeroth trembles in pain. Must find a way to ease the suffering. Khadgar asked me to deliver this letter.
Back to Champion. 'Tis good to see a familiar face in these dark times. Since returning from Argus, the cries of Azeroth have been overwhelming. Such pain. I don't know how to fix this. Not sure anyone does, but we've got to keep trying. The storm's gathering, hero. If we don't find a way to heal Azeroth, nothing else is gonna matter. I speak for Azeroth.
You speak for Azeroth, huh? You speak for the trees. You are the Lorax of Azeroth. Alright, thank you for delivering Khadgar's letter to me. I'm gonna need some time to consider his words. What he says is correct. We may be able to save Azeroth, but at a great cost. Do the leaders of the Alliance and Horde even know what they're fighting over? The substances that rising up from the wound is the lifeblood of Azeroth. We need to heal the wound, not exploit it for her power. Azeroth is the only home we've got. We cannot allow her to die. I trust thee, Daniel, and I know that your voice carries great weight among the Alliance. You must reason with them to stop this madness. It is the only hope our world has.
Fight for our world.
Honestly, it makes more sense that the Alliance takes heed of Magni's words, which they probably do. The fact, however, is the Horde doesn't give a jack about Magni's words. If Thrall was in charge, he probably would instill, like, hey, don't use Azerite, guys. But, you know, this is Sylvanas. Sylvanas has always been one who uses something to gain foothold. The Plague, the Valkyr, her Forsaken, everything. So it makes sense that Sylvanas would be the one to exploit Azeroth and Azerite, for her own goals. For the Horde's goals. So, there's a little scorpion over there. Again, I know the questlines are very similar Horde and Alliance side, but it lets me express my certain things. I'm gonna edit a lot of stuff out when I'm making this video. So, alright, turn this in.
Hey there.
The blood of Azeroth. I'll make sure this news reaches Stormwind, but I must continue the operation until I am ordered otherwise.
Have a good one.
I think we've got the situation in Silithus under control. SX7 can take the operation from here. Thanks again, Daniel. No problem. Damn, Daniel. Okay, that's like a 2015 joke or whatever. Alright, well, that's the end of the Alliance's quest line, so we're gonna go do Horde now. Always enjoy the Horde more, so you'll probably see a little bit more of a happy face on me. I do like playing the Alliance, though. It's a very nice way of showing difference, I guess. Because if you only play one side, you're only getting half of the story. I do agree with that terminology. Someone's riding a horsey. That's another thing I need to get done before Battle for Azeroth comes. I gotta finish up all of the hero class questlines to get their mounts. I still need to do Paladin, Warrior, and Priest. I don't know if I need any others, but... Oh, and Mage. Alright, let's go do Horde now. Editing magic away! As requested, you return to Orgrimmar as soon as possible. There's an urgent matter that requires your attention. I will fill you in on the details as soon as you arrive. You will find me near the entrance of Grommash Hold. The Dark Lady has plans for you, Bannerok. I would not keep her waiting.
Champion, the Dark Lady instructs you to meet me in Orgrimmar. Information has come to light crucial to the interests of the Horde. It is imperative we remain a step ahead of our rivals. Meet me outside Grommash Hold. Keep this quiet, or the consequences will be swift and severe.
Nathanos, you are the new Malkorok. See, I'm biased to Horde, and even I can call that guy a jerk. I mean, we haven't really seen a good side of him, but when it's a Forsaken, you won't really get a good side. Most of the time. Except with Lillian Voss. She's nice. Ooh, I would love it if Lillian Voss was the next to receive a much more lifelike status. She's kind of earned it. But at the same time, I guess it would halt her character progression. I know a lot of people are upset in the current spoilers for Battle for Azeroth. It's going to have them anyways. It's kind of my whole channel to have spoilers. She officially joins the Horde and is okay with the Forsaken. She's no longer a neutral character, which I'm fine with. I mean, if they kind of tell us why she's more fine with the Horde, then I'd be for it. I understand why people are upset, because she's always been more, she's kind of been like Batman, like with the Justice League. Like, she's never been, fully on the Forsaken side. I don't know why I was going to say the Justice League. Yeah. She officially joins the Horde. And like Batman, she is a part of the Justice League, and she's part of the Horde. I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm good at putting my thoughts together. I'm very distracted. I'm very sorry if I'm distracted. But when it comes to Lillian Voss, she's always been off and on with the Forsaken. And that's why a lot of people are kind of upsetty over the spaghetti. Because she's now suddenly for the Horde, and I believe Garona is the same way, and she's even like, I don't care about Rins. Alright, hello Nathanos, you are always looking so nice with your new model.
Make it quick.
Well, your haircut looks stupid. About time you arrived, Bannerok. The very future of the Horde may depend on what I am about to tell you. Yeah, you're a jerk, but that's the thing, I like him still. Even jerks in the Horde. Like, I liked Malkorok because he was a jerk to you. It's too often that the hero is praised all the dang time. So it's refreshing to have a character call you out on your bullshit. Even though you arrive here as quick as possible, technically. Earlier today, the leaders of the Horde gathered together. Hadi, stop hugging Skull. For a feast in celebration of our victory over the Burning Legion. As the others were feasting, Gallowix requested a private audience with the Dark Lady. It seems that he has found a mysterious substance in Silithus, a magical ore unlike any we have ever encountered before. The War Chief has ordered me to fill you in on the details in preparation for a special assignment.
What is it?
And then we get the lovely feast with Bane getting his speech and Varrock and Bane having a dialogue. Again, I see Varrock and Bane as the new Thrall and Karen, though their roles are reversed. Bane is the mentor to, not Bane. Varrock is the mentor to Bane, while as Karen was the mentor to Thrall, as a way. Kind of like older brother and big brother. Varrock is the older brother, Bane is the younger brother. Thrall was the younger brother, and Varrock is the older brother. Roles reversed. Alright, tell me what happened at the feast. This is like one of my favorite cinematics recently because it shows off all the new models that the Horde has, aside from, gosh, I can't remember her name. So like, 3 of the a lot of the leaders don't have unique models, but, you know, Gallywix, Bane, Nathanos, Sylvanas, Varrock. That's like 5 characters right there, unless I counted wrong, which I might have. Show off their very unique models. Now, the characters that need their new models are Rokan and Lorthamar. I think those are the only 2 left that need new models, as far as I am sure.
War Chief,
Oh.
if I may offer a few words.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is with both pain and pride that we gather here today. Pain, for many brave heroes of the Horde fell against a terrible foe.
Vol'jin. Cry every time.
Pride, for against all odds, we have vanquished the Legion. We bled. Now we heal. We mourned. Now we celebrate. For the Horde!
For the Horde. Still love it.
A day later. War Chief! A moment of your time.
Nobody likes you, Gallywix. Nobody.
No doubt Gallywix wants to push his latest money-grubbing scheme. Rats scurry about their business. And get eaten if they're not careful.
Whisper, 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 whisper.
What is the rat up to? He does keep sending more goblins to Silithus. Nothing good has ever come out of Silithus.
He's right about that.
This will change everything.
I told you!
And the Alliance knows nothing of this?
Don't worry, War Chief. I got people on it.
Spoiler, the colors of Azerite remind me of Protoss. So clearly the Protoss are behind the whole Azerite dealio.
Out with it.
The Dark Lady has given orders that you are to personally oversee the operation in Silithus. The Bilgewater Cartel have already begun the mining operations in Silithus, blah 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 blah, in Silithus to extract this mysterious substance. Ah, crap. The War Chief has insisted that you... Okay, I already read that. Gallywix seems less than pleased with your appointment, but nobody refuses Sylvanas. You must go to Silithus at once. The base commander is awaiting your arrival.
Gallywix has operations underway in Silithus. Get there at once. And if you see any Alliance skulking about, make quick work of them.
See, we're already starting war with one another. Beautiful. Right after Legion ends. I love the way both Eitrig and Starfang both look. However, I do not like what they keep doing with Eitrig. Okay, this is what I mean by it. See his current armor? It's just the generic orc grunt armor. With, like, his usual chest plate from earlier beneath the harness, which I have no idea why they did that. That looks stupid. I just... Ugh. If you want to give Eitrig a cool look, keep his current look from Cataclysm, because that looks fine. I mean, I will put a picture up right here of what I think Eitrigg should look like with that current armor he was presented at in the cinematic. It's that simple. I'm probably going to cut off the part with the Twilight's Hammer stuff because that's the exact same questline, unless I have some interesting things to say. This is honestly just showing off both sides and how their quests are either similar or different. It's mostly similar, though. It's not that different. Obviously, I think you'll see a much more appreciated side of me. Like, I like what they do on the Alliance side with certain characters, but they really don't have that oomph to them that the Horde does for me. I'm Horde biased to the end. I keep trying to tell people that. I keep going, hey, you know what my favorite side is? It's the Horde. But you know what? I'm still going to give the Alliance a chance. I'm still going to play them. I'm still going to like the content that they give me, but I'm going to like the Horde stuff more. Go away. I just feel like the way people reacted to the future of the Alliance speculation, I can see where some of their points are. They're like, well, you probably shouldn't be talking biasness like killing off Gen and killing off Malfurion, but I'm just giving my assumptions on what they could do in Battle for Azeroth. And the way things are going, it seems like they're going to kill Malfurion off anyways. I'm just trying to prep everyone for that pain that one of your favorite characters is going to die. Vol'jin died in Legion, and I was freaking out, and I'm still freaking out over it. And people are still like, oh, get over it. I'm not gonna get over Vol'jin's death. It's the most worst thing they ever did to a character. Alright. Hello there. Groll Warblade. That's a cool name. Greetings, Bedrock. I was told you'd be coming. The mining operation is currently underway. I've been around long enough to know you can never trust a goblin with an orc's work. Racism. Gallywix and his cartel may be serving the war chief, but we need to keep a close eye on them if we're going to get anything done. I've already noticed many of the workers loafing about and sleeping on the job. The Horde does not tolerate laziness. Get out there and put those lazy prospectors in their place. Alright, I already said that. It's like repeating a line. Alright, and then you, Mr. Goblin.
Yeah.
Greasebolt. Hey, Bedrock, I'm glad you're here. I'm in the way over my head. Killer bugs, a strange substance, that giant sword sticking out of the ground. I don't have a good feeling about this place. To make matters worse, I've been getting reports the Alliance spies snooping around the camp. Look, kid, the Dark Lady has plans with this mysterious ore, and I ain't going to be the one to disappoint her. Know what I mean? Get over the mining camp and take out those SI-7 spies before they run the whole operation. Ruin the whole operation. I mean, they could run
Keep your ear to the ground.
You gotta take out those dirty SI-7 spies before they ruin the whole operation. They're just repeating their last lines. I don't know if they did that with the Alliance, but ugh. At least try and be creative about it, you know? So yeah, the difference is we kill the SI-7 agents and we get the prospectors motivated. And the Horde... The Alliance side of things is that you blow up these shredders here and kill the goblin workers. So the way it's portrayed is the Horde are less aggressive in this act, which is appreciated. I really wish they had the Alliance be the I really wish they had the Alliance be the aggressors more often, because it's always the Horde that are the baddies. Usually. There are rare cases where the Alliance get to be bad guys, but for the most of the part of the time, yeah, it's Horde does this, Alliance reacts. Horde did a no-no, and the Alliance get to be the big good guys, and the Horde are, you know, put in the no-no corner. That being said, usually I'm still more invested in the Horde story during the expansion. How are they going to get rid of their bad side of things, you know? When they announced Garrosh was going to be the big bad of Mr. Pandaria, I was like, damn. I liked Garrosh. They're making him a baddie again. Okay. Well, not so much again, but... They were having Garrosh be Garrosh. And now, if Blizzard announced that Sylvanas was going to be the end boss of Battle for Azeroth, people would not be happy. Especially me. With how often they make the Horde baddies, I've already cemented on how much Blizzard does not need to have Horde leaders die or to lose another war chief. As I've said already, they need to have Sylvanas step down by her own accord. Not a rebellion again. That's just repeating history. As much as the rebellion was fun, because if you know me, I am a role player, and during that time it was very fun to role play out the rebellion. However, repeating that again would just be lazy and boring and dull, and I would not be happy. If you want to make me happy, Blizzard, you do more stuff with Rexxar, which you're already doing that. But on the subject of War Chief, just either give it to Bane or Thrall at this point in time. As much as Barak is cool, I would not want him to be War Chief. He's more interesting when he is the advisor, the warrior on the battlefield. I would find it a lot more interesting if Blizzard went ahead and was like, hey, Thrall, Barak wants you to be War Chief again. Get your butt over here. That's what I would find more interesting to be, if they did that sort of storyline. I do like Soul's video about him going over to the Mok'Nathal and Outlands with Rexxar, and having Rexxar and Barak recruit the Mok'Nathal as an allied race. Because if you know me, I love the Mok'Nathal as well. Yeah, since we're on the subject of roleplay, I roleplay as a Mok'Nathal, so that's why I'm very adamant about having Mok'Nathal as a playable race. But, to be fair, they are very similar in appearance to the straight-backed orcs, so I can understand why people are like, they're just orcs with ogre faces. Doesn't appeal to me. Especially when we just got Mag'har orcs, or are getting Mag'har orcs. But, you know, they could do, in one of my new videos I'm going to be working on, I'm going to tell how they can make Mok'Nathal, or half-ogres, different from orcs. They could give them far more ogre appearances. Could you imagine seeing a Mok'Nathal with some horns or something? Like, that would make it a little bit more interesting, you know? And there's the ogre war paint, and the ogre facial features, and there's ogre skin types. Even though I want them to give the option to have green skin for an ogre Mok'Nathal. But it's probably going to be like yellow or something.
Blood and thunder.
I hope you didn't go easy on them. If it were up to me, they'd be getting more than a simple beating. Alright, desert research. Dark Blade of Sargeras has cast a shadow of destruction over this land. It seemed that the Silithid hives were destroyed in the attack, but I have received reports that the Silithid are returning. If it were up to me, I'd burn those wretched hives once and for all. However, it is not up to me. The Dark Lady wants the surviving Silithid dissected and studied. Pixney Rustbomb is conducting research and is in need of a collector. The lands are run with the members of the Twilight's Hammer. The cult is presumed to be exterminated, but darkness always survives in the shadows. Most of the cultists were destroyed by the Sargeras in the attack, but few yet live. Their leader, Michelle Woodstrider, has been emboldened by the destruction of Silithus. We cannot let this fanatic rally the remaining survivors to act and bring me his head. And they just repeat his last line, of course.
Yeah, what do you want?
You did well, Banarok. Crisis averted, but we'd better keep an eye out for our reinforcements. If this stuff is as valuable as Galwick says it is, the Alliance is going to be all over this place in no time.
Go get him, champ!
Alright, Ezraite collected, and now we're over here. You here to collect the samples? It's about time they sent someone out to help me out. Dissecting giant bugs ain't an easy way to make a living, but it sure does pay well. The Silithus are all riled up and stronger than ever. My guess is they are feeding off some kind of power beneath the ground, probably near the blade of Sargeras. Again, it's probably Ezraite. I've been ordered to study the effects that this mysterious power is having on the Silithus. Bring me as many insect Silithus brains as you can carry, and I'll begin the research. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty cracking those Silithus skulls. Well, at least the dialogues are different. How did the Silithus survive the blade of Sargeras? I don't know. I've never encountered a species that can adapt and changes in the environment as quickly as the Silithus. There's gotta be a way to tame these suckers. Harness their evolutionary biology for our profit. We gotta start training them young. Forget about the old crusty adults. We need the babies. Steal me as many of the Silithus larvae as you can carry, and I'll find a way to train them.
Glad I could help.
I believe there is a dialogue between these two goblins in the preview book, although I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. I'm pretty sure they have entirely different and new characters. But it doesn't seem very much of a difference here with the Horde and the Alliance currently. However, the Horde are closer to Twilight Outpost, so that makes, I guess, a slight difference. But, you know, I'll still offer my commentary. I'm kind of curious on who they're going to have lead the Twilight's Hammer now. I imagine they would have a Jara lead, which would make sense. Both the Twilight's Hammer and the Naga. But at the same time, they could introduce an entirely new character. You know who I would find it interesting if they made leader of the Twilight's Hammer? That would go kind of with her story, but kind of not. Garona Half-Orcan. And hear me out before you go. That makes no sense. You're an idiot. Stop. I think Garona would be interesting because if I remember correctly, Cho'Gall rebranded her. And I don't know if she ever got those brands off. But they could make use of those runes or brandings on her once again. However, they also could, you know, be like, nah, she's good, she's for the Horde now. Which, as I've said in the Alliance video, she's no longer for the neutral approach. Which a lot of people are speculating that she might be simply playing an act and just trying to get close to Sylvanas to assassinate Sylvanas. Which would be interesting for a story or a cinematic to have Sylvanas' life attempted at by Garona, and obviously failing, because Sylvanas, you think you're going to kill her that easily, you're wrong. What I would find interesting would be like having Thanos take the blow for her, and then Sylvanas is like, okay, Garona, you're dead, girl. And then maybe Sylvanas would raise Garona as the first half-orc zombie. I like Garona's character, so if you're thinking I'm having like a Sylvanas boner or whatever, as people may reference it as, Sylvanas is not actually high on my favorite character list. I don't even know if she's on my top 10 list for Warcraft characters. She's cool, but if I was to be honest with you, I'd be more on the side of Anduin in Battle for Azeroth, and I'm for the Horde. But that depends on how they give her approach, because, you know, I do like it when they do Sylvanas antics. As much as I do cement that I want her to be a different character, or take character development, I would really want them to do something new with her. Rather than, ha ha ha, I am slightly evil, or I am full on evil. Sad.
Well, spit it out.
Okay, the source of power. Hey kid, you got the stuff? Oh yeah, I got the stuff. I'm gonna snort those brains, man. Family-friendly content. Holy moly, look at the size of these bugs. Beautiful brains. Where's my scalpel? Wait, no, bring me the electric hawks. It's time for the big guns, baby. I like the goblins' dialogue a lot better than the gnomes. I'm sorry. It might be Horde favoritism there, but I just love the way goblins take approach to certain things. This research is going to help us understand the power of the giant blade. Do you have the Silithus larvae? You've got the larvae. These are going to make us a buttload of money. I can already hear the gold jingling in my pockets.
Don't be a stranger.
Alright, that's all you have to say. That's perfectly fine. Alright, and the Twilight Survivor. Here we go. We cannot allow the Twilight's hammer to regain their foothold. I see you have brought the head of Michelle Voidstrider. It will look good mounted on a spike. The Horde thanks you for your service, Bannerrock. Archmage Khadgar arrived while you were away. It seems that he's here to speak with you, Bannerrock. Hurry and see what he wants. I want him gone as soon as possible. The last thing we need is a human nosing around the Horde's business. I don't like how they treat Khadgar here. He did a lot for both the Alliance and the Horde, and he even's like, I don't want to fight the Horde, even though the Horde has done so much shit to him. So I can respect Khadgar here as a fellow Horde player.
Hail and well met.
It's good to see you, Bannerrock. I suspect that my welcome among the Horde is wearing thin. Yeah, it's unfortunate, buddy. Sargeras has left a scar upon our world, Bannerrock, a scar that will not soon heal. It appears that the scars between the Alliance and Horde have yet to heal as well. Too many lives have already been lost fighting to save Azeroth from destruction. I will not stay and watch this world lose more. I have a request for you before I go. Take this letter to Magni Bronzebeard. He is in Silithus seeking a way to heal the wound. This letter contains information that may prove valuable to him.
You are our last best hope. It seems our victory in Argus was a hollow one. With his final blow, Sargeras has done much more than bury his blade in the heart of our world. I had hoped that after the war against the Legion, the people of Azeroth would build a new future together. But now, the unity we forged has been shattered. As the life essence of Azeroth bleeds out, the leaders of the Alliance and Horde scramble to claim it as a resource. Blades are drawn, and the tides of war are rising once again. But I will not take up arms against heroes on either side. Not after all we've been through. Instead, I will go to Karazhan and confer with my old mentor, Medivh. Perhaps somewhere in his ancient texts lies the knowledge needed to heal this world. I had best be going. Until next we meet. Farewell, champion.
Bye again, Khadgar. Again, it's really sad we gotta say goodbye to Khadgar, but he's been the center-focused character for 2 expansions. He was kind of the thrall that was in Cataclysm, in Warlords of Draenor and Legion. But we had Rathian for Mista Pandaria, as far as I'm concerned, which he was alright. We kind of had Rathian in Cataclysm as well if you played a rogue, but at the time I didn't have 10,000 gold. Or 1,000? Yeah, it was 10,000 gold for the legendary blades. Now, I have a lot of gold. You can go ahead and look at that and pause the video for yourself if you want to, but I don't want to gloat. I mean, for a lot of people that probably isn't a lot of gold anyways. Alright, Magni, we know the dealio, so what's going down, big boy?
Have tales to tell.
Khadgar asked me to deliver this letter. I can hear the cries of the world beneath my feet. Azeroth trembles in pain. I must find a way to ease the suffering.
Champion, 'tis good to see a familiar face in these dark times.
Yeah.
Since returning from Argus, the cries of Azeroth have been overwhelming. Such pain. I don't know how to fix this. Not sure anyone does, but we've got to keep trying. The storm's gathering, hero. If we don't find a way to heal Azeroth, nothing else is gonna matter. Well met!
Thank you again for delivering Khadgar's letter to me. I'm gonna need some time to consider his words. If what he says is correct, we may be able to save Azeroth, but at a great cost. Yep, your artifact weapon. That's gonna be fun. Do the leaders of the Alliance and Horde even know what they're fighting over? This substance that is rising from the wound is the lifeblood of Azeroth. We need to heal the wound, not exploit it for her power. Azeroth is the only home we've got. We cannot allow her to die. I trust you, Benarok. I know that your voice carries great weight among the Horde. You must reason with them to stop this madness. It is the only hope our world has. Yeah, I'm sorry, but the Horde is not going to listen to Magni. Only if it came maybe from Thrall's voice would we ever do that. As I said in the Alliance part of this video, it just makes sense that the Horde wouldn't really care. And as far as the only world we have, technically, the Horde also has alternate Draenor, which is opened up later on, which, again, I understand, and Outlands. And Outlands is kind of messed up, so, you know, I don't think Outlands could hold all of the heroes of the Alliance and the Horde and the citizens, but, I'm just saying, as an alternative, it isn't against the Horde's mindset to leave Azeroth if things are going shitty. Because that's what we tried, that's what the Horde tried at the end of when Azeroth was getting all broken up or whatever. The blood of Azeroth. I'll make sure this news reaches the war chief, but this operation must continue until I'm ordered to cease.
Go forth to victory.
The situation in Silithus is now under our control. I will see the rest of the operation. Go with honor, Bannerok. And that was the Silithus questline. It was alright. It's nothing exstantial, nothing crazy, nothing really different between either side. I'm not trying to say this is a bad way to end Legion. It's a good way to begin the Battle for Azeroth scuffle that is going to happen. I call it a scuffle because, in comparison, it is going to be the... Do I know that guy? I might know that guy. But yeah. So, that was the video. Thank you for watching. This is Skull Shorties, and I'll see you in my speculation videos on Sylvanas and Rexxar in the near future. So, see ya!